All right, what's up everybody? Welcome to part 2 of the custom Melinus monitor build. Sorry it's taken so long. Right after I shot the first part, my whole household kind of got hit with a sickness, including myself. So while I wanted to do the videos and let you guys in on what was really going on, I also didn't want to come on screen looking like the Crypt Keeper. Walking Death, you know what I mean? So for the most part, I still needed to get it done. However, because my monitor would be here not long, within a week, so I needed to get it done and I was on a time crunch. So with that being said, if you can't tell, it is done. My monitor is here. Got her this morning. Picked her up from FedEx and brought her home, put her straight in. She's loving it so far. But before I get to her, just thought I'd go ahead and give you a rundown of the finish of the build. Let you know exactly what I did and whether or not part 1 actually worked. All right, so let's check this out. So part 1 did work. Okay, so I did let it cure for 24 hours. I went back and trimmed the excess. Unfortunately, on my substrate side, I did have a spot that while I was trimming came off. About a 2-inch spot that I had to go back and refill, so I had to let it sit for another 24 hours. With that being said, when I did finally finish it and get it all nice and dried out and trimmed, I was left with a 100% sealed waterproof 10-gallon threshold. So here it is. This is the 10-gallon side of the aquarium right now. This is holding, right at this moment, about 8 gallons of water, maybe even 7. However, I usually only go up to about 2 inches below, so right at 2 inches below holds 10 gallons of water in these dimensions. I put a water heater in the back corner. I don't know if you can see it. There we go, water in the back corner. And then I got a filtration system. Now, I am going to swap up when I get my new setup this coming Friday and go to a different filtration system. I'll probably go to an external canister because I hear that they work great with reducing defecation. And cleaning waste a lot better than the small bag filters. So anyway, this is my substrate side. We have 100% natural dry 4-inch high substrate of 3-part potting soil, 1 part sand. They usually say 2 parts, however, 2-part potting soil, 1 part sand. However, I found that with that mixture, I was still caving a lot when I would try and make a burrow. So I went to a 3-part mixture, and the moment I jab my hand in there, I can pull it out and it sets perfectly, gives her a perfect burrowing area. Right now, I currently have driftwood and fake vinery and fake plants. She's got a basking ledge on the back. I know this doesn't look like a lot, but there is a 150 watt and basking bulb up here, halogen basking bulb, and on that ledge is an ambient temperature of about 122 right now. I radar gunned it earlier just to see. Over here is my cool side, even though I've got a water heater in here. This side is sitting at about 78 degrees. And she's got a nice little bendable bridge over to some moss. She's actually hanging out, if you wouldn't believe it, right here behind the moss. So there's a good look at my Melinus, little baby. She's about 14 inches long. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's just chilling. Probably a little stressed out right at the moment from the long travel from Miami, Florida to just outside Tulsa, Oklahoma. And of course, she came from 80-degree weather, and it is now 35-degree weather here. So she's got a little warming up to do. However, that's the build, y'all. Man, everything went perfect with it while I was doing this. I really expected, minus that little mishap on the 2-inch silicone, I really expected that I was going to run into more issues while trying to figure this out myself because nobody had helped me. However, it actually went relatively smooth, and I'm actually pretty impressed with how well it's actually holding. I did give the top of the plexiglass, after I got it in here, a bit of a sand on each edge so that it was nice and smooth. She's got a ladder so she can get up and out, even though I have watched her bounce clean out of the water over into the substrate. So for now, that is going to, well, I'd say pretty much conclude the monitor build for this enclosure. What I did realize while building this enclosure, and I'm going to be upfront and honest, is that my husbandry needs were not going to be met 100%. So I ended up having to jump and spend some money really quick. I did get this one set up, but this will only be set up till Friday. I bought a 36 by 18 by 36 because I found out that she needs to have twice as much length as she does depth, and she needs to have just as much height as she does length. So 3 by 1.5 by 3 works perfect, and it's an exoteric terrarium, so the bottom holds water, and I can cascade out of that and build a substrate area up off out of the water, so she's got plenty of room. Give her a nice misting system. Man, I've got a 34-inch Rep the Sun UVB bulb and 2 75-watt halogen basking bulbs coming that should be here today. For now, these are working, but I'd really like to get that full UVB bulb and the 275s, because running 2 smaller bulbs, getting that same ambient temperature is always much better than just running 1. You don't have to worry about blowing out and constantly having to replace a bulb. And the halogens that I bought are GU10 75-watt reptile basking bulbs, halogen bulbs. They are high efficiency, low energy bulbs, so they're supposed to cut down on cost. So I'll let you know. I got that from Carolina Custom Dragons, I think it was. I'll have to look, and I'll tell you what, I'll put the link to their website in the video. Most of this stuff I bought at Tractor Supply Company here in Oklahoma, or not Tractor Supply Company, I apologize. Southern Agriculture or PetSmart. Now, PetSmart, I went with just a few pieces of driftwood while I was buying from there. I really didn't buy too much from there. Some of the fake plants came from there because I really couldn't find the ones I was looking for at Southern Agriculture. However, half of them come from Southern Agriculture. So I did have to order my lights because Southern Ag and PetSmart and Petco, they just don't carry the size I need to put off the heating I need, nor do they really carry the type of thermometer or weather station I want to be looking at to control everything night and day without me having to flip a switch. It just does it automatically. So I did have to put in some orders on that. It'd be nice to see Petco and PetSmart and Southern Agriculture start carrying some stuff like that, but I understand that it's not every day you have somebody like me coming in to purchase stuff for a monitor. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to close out this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, man. This has been such a learning experience for me, building this enclosure, just trying to get it set up, even though it was a super quick build because I needed it done. I have done a lot of research into where my husbandry needs to be and just how to specifically gain the trust of this little girl. So, and even though I know it all up here, it's totally different doing it in person. This is day 1 of having her, so I got a good amount of wild trail till I can build that trust and really say that I'm making progress. So I'll keep you updated. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will be posting more videos of her, and then maybe 6 months down the road, I have a new enclosure that I'm actually going to start building right away. It's going to incorporate a 60-gallon like this without a partition. I've got a 3.5 by 2.5 by 5.5 display case that I'm going to convert into an enclosure with sliding glass doors, and I'm going to build a stand to go around my aquarium and mount the display case on top of the stand where my aquarium sits underneath. I know it doesn't sound cool just talking about it, but once you see it all start to come together, you'll be like, oh man, that's a great idea. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see y'all soon. Peace.